Well, I just had a gut check moment. Sat down and decided to record my conversations and my thoughts with myself for the first time. And I went through it, and man, did I do a good job. I'm listening to it afterwards. Wow. I said what I really thought. I can send that to my friends, maybe my sisters, my girlfriend. It'll get her going. And I was really proud of myself, and I've got a lot of joy from that. And it was a revelation in its own, just talking it, having it come out of me for the first time, and then immediately listening to it. And when I heard it the second time, it was even more empowering. And I ran with that, I loved it. It was beautiful, and I was going to listen to it and save it forever, probably listen to it many times. And I see myself doing that. And then I was trying to just, figure out how to send it, and I hadn't saved it yet. And I pull up this thing. I'm new to voice recording, and I didn't know what it was, and it was a trim, and I pressed the wrong button, and before you know it, I recorded 3 seconds of silence over my 5-minute recording of me talking about everything that's going on in my life, really laying it out there. I thought I'd done a good job, but for a moment, I allowed that, manifestation of not wanting to lose that recording happen, and I did something. I brought that into my life, but for a half a second I was upset about it. Damn, I lost it. But then immediately I was able, thankfully through what I have been practicing, pull myself back to the positive of it. That happened in my life because of what I was thinking about, and now it is an opportunity that I'm thankful for to make another one. I took myself 5 seconds to think about it, and then I had the urge, and here I am recording a second voice recording that will replace the first and talks not about the same exact words, but it doesn't matter if it's the same words or not. The same meaning is there. My thoughts momentarily shifted, and then I brought them back. I'm there under my control again, and I'm exercising the power to shape my reality once more in the way that I want it. And that experience helped me to learn and move forward with the decisions that I need to make about my next step, because no matter what has happened, the only step that matters is the next step. Life won't stop. Life keeps moving. So we keep moving. If we want to ride the wave, we have to stay with the wave. So move forward always. I'm now moving that direction by forcing myself to think of what I want to say again, because it's not there. I can't draw from that past inspiration in the form of a sound recording anymore, but all I have really is the joy that it brought to me. The what that happens in your life is not the important factor. It's what you choose to get from it, what you see in your mind, taking from what happens to you, and then applying that and making it your reality. And the feeling is crazy, but this is what I've always wanted. My whole life I've been looking for something that came from me, and when I talk about my first exposure to this idea, and now, the way of thinking, it seems like it's the only way to think, but I described it as being, opened up from the inside, as well as having my eyes open to the outside world. And the first time I thought about it, I didn't get it as deeply as I do now, and I will get it better as I continue to think about it more, but because the expansion never stops. But now I see it more clearly, and it's always been there. The innateness that I connect with this and I feel towards this idea has always been inside me, but somewhere along the lines I caged it, and all I have simply done now is I have unlocked the cage. And so it has come from within me, but it has been released into the world as well now. My mind is expanded to its full potential, of creation, that I can control what I want. Everything I think about leads to what I'm going to do. And I talked about it in the last recording, that about the importance of the moments when you're focused, you're watching your video, you're repeating your phrases to yourself, you're talking yourself up, you're full of confidence, and then say, you're driving in your car and a red light happens, or someone crosses a street, or you're at home in your living room and someone comes home, and they haven't been watching the video, and who knows what they're thinking. But those moments when you're forced to react and think about external factors, you have to do it throughout life to stay alive. There's a reason for it drawing your attention, but it doesn't have to hold your attention. When you realize, and it's in your power to realize, when you realize that you have thought of an external factor and you're now letting that influence where your thoughts go, you simply bring your thoughts back under your control. You've reacted, you've recognized and reacted to what you needed to, and now you are back in control. Your thoughts are where you want them. And it's dangerous these times because, like I said, you have to let your mind go to those things because it's survival, and that is a basic need. So you can't block out survival. But once it has gone and don't let it linger. Bring your control back to yourself, because the longer you react to external factors, the more you will lose your control, and your control is everything. So your mind is back to what you want as quickly as possible. And I mean, it will lead you down the wrong path if you let it, but every one of us has the ability to bring it back to the right path immediately at that moment. Every moment is a new opportunity. That's why I can't even get bored anymore, because every opportunity is a chance to improve myself, to expand my mind. I have my mind and my thoughts, in practice. And when I have my mind and my thoughts and I practice my thoughts, then my thoughts become the things I want, because my only thoughts are the things I want. And that is all you need. And with that, you are unstoppable. Possibilities are endless. The only option is success. Up is the only direction. And don't ever, I'll change that back, always have the belief in yourself. Anything can happen around you, but you control what happens inside you. And what happens inside your mind will control what happens around you. And when you can get this concept in your mind and you realize that the truth in the three simple words, thoughts become things, then the amount of control that you receive from this revelation is amazing. It's intoxicating. It's addicting. It's better than any drug, Why would I need to go drink alcohol now to remove my inhibitions, when through control of my mind I have removed my inhibitions, and I am forever drunk on the power of choice and the power of thought. And there's no hangover from this. There's no recovery period. There's no money that needs to be spent to, get it again. I don't have to go to any location to get it. Anywhere, anytime, it can happen. And it does happen. You are always in control. So just be productive with your thoughts. Always think of productivity, because if you're always thinking about getting more done, working harder, being the one who did the most, then you have no choice. There is only one outcome. You will get the most. You will work harder. You have the most. You work the hardest. This is the growth of the mind. This is the strengthening of will. It's a forever process. It's an all the time process. But it brings me so much joy every time I think a better thought, that there is no fatigue. There is no chore. There is no punch the clock mentality on this kind of progress and improvement, because it always brings joy. It brings the joy before the progress. The outcome comes after the joy. If you feel the joy first, the only possible outcome is to receive. And I receive all the time, I wouldn't be doing these voice notes if it wasn't for Mr. Taylor Skelton, my inspiration, the spark of my journey, my friend, my companion, my fellow philosopher, my journeyman into the understanding of what we are. And because of his inspiration, he mentioned to voice note what I say or our conversations, and because of that, more thoughts through attraction were brought to me of recording, and now here I am recording with intent. And the first recording I did, like I told you that I got deleted, was done out of the joy and the passion of expression, and that's beautiful, and I'm thankful for that. And the same forces are present in this recording, but there's more in this recording because I've done it twice now, and that excites me. Imagine the 10th voice note I make. Imagine the 100th. Imagine the next voice note, how much it will improve just from this one. And the joy that I will get from that progress is undeniable. And I don't know, I could sit here forever and continue to talk because I'm not forcing these thoughts into my head. That's the amazing thing. That just by merely practicing to have these thoughts more often, they come more often. And when they start to come more often, you feel them and they make you happy. And I get goosebumps, 100 times a day. Choke up in my throat. I have tears running down my face every now and then. The tears is probably the least frequent, but I won't lie to you and say it doesn't happen. It does happen because things hit so true. And we've learned to, out of fear and self-doubt, to silence when those true moments happen. We turn them into anxiety and depression and what's going on? Why do I feel this way? When the whole time, those feelings have been meant to excite action, move you towards what you want, because that's all there is. Happiness and what you want. That's all you can think about. That's all that's in your head is your goal and where you want to be. And the beautiful thing about it is your goal can start out as anything. Your goal doesn't have to be the end product right away. For those of you out there who don't know what you want right away, I hear that when I talk to people about this. It's easy for me because I want to be a pro soccer player. I am a pro soccer player, so it's easy for me. Well, the first step is just thinking about what you want a little bit. What could be better right now? And then you do it. And then through the joy and the knowledge and the wisdom and the experience you gain and receive from just that simple action, you will be prompted and guided to further action. And as your vision improves and your clarity heightens, then there's no choice but to see abundance and success and continue to move forward. And it's just so intoxicating because you know that it will never stop. It will only continue. Positives only. It's like absolute value. -1 and 1 are the same thing. The universe and attraction and your thoughts don't understand when you say you don't want something. That's all they hear is what you said. I don't want stress. Well, here's some stress. So don't even worry about your fears or what you don't want. Only, and I say this all the time, and Savannah, if you're listening to this and you get frustrated with me about it, but that's okay because that resistance allows me to further understand and compel and sell, if you will, this idea to you. So just become the master of your thoughts, and that's it. If you got to chant things to yourself all day, do it. I do it. I'm not ashamed. I tell myself the best things about me all the time, and I'm thankful for everything. People started treating me like I'm crazy. I tell them thank you so much. I go to the grocery store, I'm thanking everybody. I helped an old man in his car today. His grandkids are looking at me crazy, but that old man could not help but smile the entire time. I told him to have a blessed day, and who knows how their day went. Hopefully better. I see it as better. So it is better in my reality. And that's just an example, but the crazy thing about it is I could sit here and list off examples all day just from the past week of this, and that it's every day. Every interaction I have is positive and something good comes out of it, and I learn more and I grow more, and it spreads. I mean, people who don't like me, had bad ideas about me, have no choice but to want to help me, because I want to help them. And it's just that simple. You think happy thoughts, you think helping people, you think being helped, and you will be. And that's it.